about, Kenny King and Nina.
Okay.
Talk about people voicing their frustration. Monday morning, I'm on Twitter.
You're on Twitter.
So I go to trending topics.
Trending topics.
So some things from TNA are still trending. So I go naturally on my phone, I refresh.
Right.
I see Sara Del Rey trending. And I'm thinking to myself,
what the hell just happened?
Has my Twitter, have they made an adjustment to always just having wrestling stuff under trending?
You really
because
get
that's
technological.
Think about it. Okay, maybe they're putting this because that's what they know what I search about.
Like Facebook does.
Right. So I look and I click, and I see all these. Sara Del Rey signed a WWE contract.
I remember we were on the show. We talked about how we weren't sure. Did we air that show?
No,
I don't remember. Did we mention it? I don't remember.
We discussed. I think it was one of our off the record discussions.
We discussed it already, and we were like, we were talking about, because you've always been a fan of Ray, and credit to you. You've always been me. I was like, yeah, okay, like she can always wrestle, and I'm like, I don't know what she's going to do in WWE, because at the time the traditional has been Barbies. But you've always been high on her. You've always been high on her work, and I remember seeing her in person, and I remember seeing her always at the RCW shows.
Yeah.
And her and me and Yen will always get
They tore the house down. They had the best match on the card.
That's bad. They definitely stole the show. I'll say that. They stole the show. I don't want to damage, They definitely stole the show. And I was like, wow, I was really impressed. Man, I was like, man, she might be too rugged for WWE. And to see that now, I'm like, wow, I'd have never thought that would happen. Because she was in Ring of Honor. She was, prancing around, doing whatever. And she voiced her frustrations. Because they had told her there was going to be a women's division. And they were going to try to sort of build around her a little bit and get stuff going. And it never happened. So they're like, so what's the deal with you and Ring of Honor? She would say, I don't know the deal between me and Ring of Honor. And she sort of disappeared for a while. I didn't know she was a part of the company until I think I went on the website, because naturally I'll be the first to admit, I didn't watch that much Ring of Honor until shortly before Sinclair purchased them. Exactly.
And I was like, let me go do a little bit of research on the company. I watched Best of the World 2011, and I was like, okay, this guy Davey Richards, he can go. So then I'm looking like, wait, Sara Del Rey is a part of this? That's it. Because obviously I was familiar with her work at RCW,
right.
And I'm like, all right, and then I saw her on Shimmer. I was like, well, where is Sara Del Rey?
Right.
So then, the night when I met her, took the picture with her, that night, I remember Brandon had texted me, and he was like, our indie specialist, for those who don't know.
Independent correspondent, Brandon Guy.
He was like, Sara Del Rey, ! I'm like, what in the world? Is she here?
Right.
And they say, she come out running, coming after Maria.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh, boy.
Right.
Looking at her now, what I'm saying, WWE's women's division, they really started, Triple H is really trying to change the product around.
It's obvious, yo.
And it's like, look, Vince, we can still keep it entertaining.
Right.
But let's get some wrestling in here.
That is a terrible Triple H you did.
It is. It's more like
I swear he reminds me of it every time you do it, yo. I don't, but I'm...
Well, you see...
you kept going on. That's what I'm talking about. Just don't lose confidence. Just keep going.
Well, you see, the game is going to make this different here in the WWE. But anyway, looking at it, I'm like... I'm thinking of all the possibilities. Sara Del Rey, Natalya, Beth Phoenix, obviously Karma.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a beefy one.
Oh, yeah. Eve. And she's not bad looking. She's
not your typical Barbie doll. But at the same time, though, you got to understand, WWE didn't always have that. Because I remember when Ivory came in, that was her thing. I was like, who the heck is this chick in purple jumping around? I'm tired of these Barbies around here. And I was like, wow. And, and she went down as one of the greatest, one of the better wrestlers.
Yeah.
Female wrestlers, while her time was at the company. She wasn't, shabby looking or nothing like that.
Anyway. Yeah, imagine if Victoria comes back. Or Tara.
I mean, people thought she was when she left TNA, but I think TNA's women's division is starting to fall apart.
How about it? Because obviously, for her to sign with the WWE and not TNA,
right?
It's like,
she was just burnt out. I mean, think of she's getting paid to do wrestling part time.
Yeah,
you can't beat that. At her stage of career, I get it. I don't think it's a person that she's just old. You know what I mean? I personally still like her. Don't get me wrong. She was always one of my favorites.
Oh,
Victoria. Yeah, Victoria. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think, bringing Del Rey over, that's...
Smart move.
Yeah.
No offense, if they can get Karma, and they don't care how she looks, they can, they can do Del Rey. And like I said, it opens up more opportunity for actual women's wrestling.
Do Del Rey.
Who?
You said they could do Del Rey.
Why do you gotta take it there though?
I'm just saying that's the way you said it.
But why do you have to point that out though? It's a wrestling show.
So let's look at this.
Kids watch this stuff, man. Come on.
I didn't come out blatantly. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you listen.
That's like if somebody says boobies and somebody goes, yes, you did. You said, dude, don't worry. I'm sort of like, we trying to do the show. That's what you focus on. And everything I just said, that's what you focus on.
It was just the way you said it.
Okay, well, excuse me.
But another talent.
Okay.
Matt Taven.
That's the Pauly Shore guy, right?
Yeah.
Like he came out with he has like the bandana and the curly hair.
And they got the MTV logo, literally.
Right. And everybody's like Pauly, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that, and I didn't know who it was until I was listening to the radio show on Blog Talk Radio, Wrestling Realm Dungeon Edition with you and the Branded Operation Cameron G. And Nephew Corey from the firm, you guys were on there, and Brandon Guy, and I was listening to it on my way home from work, and I was like, you guys were you were just discussing crap. Hold on, I lost my train of thought.
You know, we was discussing when he, you know, as far as him coming over and how he.
Oh yeah. You were saying how they stole the match, and I remember, and I was like, oh yeah, they definitely stole the match. Him and Mike Mondo, yeah.
Mike Mondo, yeah.
Because I remember they came out there, and they were just like, and everybody's like, you know, I'd never seen it before in I think that might have been like my second time seeing him.
Okay.
And I was like, who's this little Pauly Shore looking guy? He looks like a WWE guy. You know, they probably stick him in developmental for a couple of years. But he fits the frame, and he came out there, and the match starts, and Mondo takes his shoe off because he falls on the outside. He's like, yeah, he goes sprained. Yeah. And like everyone's like, oh, this is some crap. Come on, Spirit Squad, dude. And he's like, he takes his boot off, he unties it, he's limping around the ring. He gets all the way to the front, to the stage. And Terry like, dude, what the heck is going on? The referee, and he just takes him and just rams him. And they just start hitting the things, and it was so bad. A kid that got hurt, I got hit, and they gave him a t-shirt to keep him quiet. And everybody went nuts. Yep. And they went in the ring and proceeded with the match. Everybody was just blown away. Mm-hmm. I was just like, whoa. And it was funny because as they left, Mike Mondo just stopped and stared at everybody, and everybody's cheering for him. I'm like, man, they stole the show. They caught us off guard. We saw a really hard, aggressive match that you can only see at an independent event because we don't see that a lot on TV. Exactly. That place, that hardcore style of wrestling, like that really rugged and rough, there's a small place in the arts for that. So especially when it catches us off guard. Mm-hmm. It's not like going to a CZW show because you know what to expect. Right. You know, you got a guy like Matt, and these guys were opening the show. Yeah, you're right. They were opening the show, that taping. That taping. They were opening that taping. I think that was the first match of that taping. Yeah. And everybody was just like, wow, these guys stole the show. And I remember between that and people calling him Pauly Shore, that always stuck out in my mind. And I was like, I didn't know who that was at first until Nephew Corey from the firm was like, you know, they stole the show. Him and Mike Mondo. I was like, oh, that's him.
And people constantly remember that. But see, then too, I think a couple weeks later, he wrestled. The next time they were here, or next time I saw him, he wrestled another good match. Naturally, Mondo was the one, by him being the one going over and the aggressive one. Right. But when I saw Taven, I was like, wait, he's good.
Yeah, he was, young and energetic.
And obviously, he's young. He kind of looks like an Evan Bourne-ish type character. They can work with that. Throw him in FCW. He'll probably stay there a couple of years. Right. But you can see that, they was like, look, he's young, he's got raw talent, let's make him into our own.
Let's see what we can do with him.
Mm-hmm. That's good for
him. And Brandon made a very good point on the Wrestling Realm Dungeon Edition. Mm-hmm. When he was like, you know what? It's like, you look at the guy and say, okay, we can afford it. He needs some fine-tuning. Why not? Let's sign the kid. Exactly. And I think that makes a lot of sense because, like, hey, why not? If you can afford it, pay him good, easy $200,000 a year. Come in and say, hey, come here, work. Let's see what we can do with you. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. Yeah. Now other guys who've been established stars on the independent scene who maybe feel like they're too big for that, guys like Low Key, okay. You know what I mean, or as Caval, as he was known in the WWE. I mean, hey, I understand. He's sort of a veteran. He's well tuned, and he had to go to even when he got to WWE, he didn't like it anymore. Okay. Because he'd rather be a star on the independent scene. But a young guy like that, what do you have to lose? Mm-hmm. They're telling you this is what you have to do to be successful, and we're looking at you every day. And granted, there's no guarantees, but you better your chances being in the WWE family as a whole, being mentored by guys like Dusty Rhodes and Ricky Steamboat and Terry Taylor. I mean, come on, that list goes on.
And then if you don't make it, you can say, "Hey, I was there. Here's my price."
And you can that can up your ante, get bookings. So you can go other places and get work. And TNA's always looking for WWE throwaways, or they can sort of, if they can see his talent before anybody else does, maybe they can do something with him. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think it's a smart move. So I mean,